Hi, I'm Donna Jordan from Jordan Fabrics. Today I'd like to try out the Buckeye Beauty pattern. This is a strip club pattern, so it's going to use a jelly roll. And I've got one here from Robert Kaufman.
In a world that moves too fast and screams too loud, her soft voice and steady hands offered something rare, calm. Her YouTube tutorials went beyond quilting. They were therapy. With every cut of fabric, every gentle smile, she stitched more than quilts. She stitched broken days back together, and before anyone realized it, this humble woman with a rotary cutter had become a global comfort, one that would be deeply missed. Here are 7 reasons why Donna Jordan wasn't just one in a million. She was the one we didn't know we needed until she was gone. 1. She brought calm in a world of chaos. Hearts that had never held a needle suddenly felt inspired to try. Viewers who had never sewn a day in their life found something meditative in her voice. She taught progress. Her tutorials were more than just performances. They were invitations into her home, her mind, her calm way of working through complex designs with patience and poise. For over 50 years, quilting was her passion, but it became her way of connecting to the world. And the world responded with love. She began quilting as a teenager, and later with her husband Matt, transformed that passion into a family business. The couple, who met young and shared a love for creating with their hands, built Jordan Fabrics from a vendor table at craft shows into a full-blown operation, both online and in their Grants Pass store. Donna never seemed to believe how far it would all go. It was Matt who convinced her to start making videos. "People want to learn from you," he said. Reluctantly at first, Donna stood in front of the camera. Her tutorials were never flashy, never forced, and yet, that's exactly why they worked. 2. She taught more than quilting. She taught patience and possibility. What drew people to Donna wasn't just her skill, though she had plenty, but it was her calm, comforting presence. She spoke as if time slowed down just for you. Her voice never rushed, her instructions never overwhelming. In every video, she offered more than technique. She offered peace. There was no pressure to be perfect, no judgment for getting it wrong. Donna gave people the rare gift of space to try, to fail, and to try again. For many, quilting had felt intimidating, a craft reserved for the skilled. But Donna changed that. She simplified, encouraged, and gently guided. She taught how to piece fabric together and also how to be patient with yourself. Through her, quilting became less about perfection and more about possibility. 3. She made quilting feel like coming home. Her video series went beyond just tutorials. They became lifelines. People tuned in during moments of personal turmoil, after losing a job, going through a divorce, or struggling through depression, and found that just listening to Donna for 15 minutes made things feel lighter. Across Reddit and other communities, fans would often say things like, "She was like a warm blanket in video form." Another viewer admitted to setting up a small sewing station in their apartment just to follow along with her tutorials. One even confessed they started stealth quilting at night, after watching Donna, using her voice as a kind of meditation. That's not something you usually hear about a sewing channel, but that was Donna's magic. She went beyond teaching. She soothed. 4. Her humility was her superpower. But here's what makes her story even more powerful. Donna never asked for recognition. In a digital world obsessed with viral trends and polished aesthetics, she simply kept showing up. Hair slightly tousled, voice soft, instructions clear. There were no gimmicks, no "like and subscribe please" shouted into the void. Her trust in the work and in the people who followed her was pure. She believed in consistency over spectacle, in the idea that real magic happens when you quietly do what you love, even when no one's watching. What would life look like if you poured love into something with no guarantee of applause? But behind the kindness and the soft lighting, there was a story unfolding that most viewers never saw coming. Donna had been struggling with a long-term illness, something she never publicly disclosed in detail. And yet, even in her final months, she continued creating. There's something haunting about her last video. It starts like any other, Donna explaining a beautiful drop diamond pattern, but then it ends abruptly. When the next upload came, Matt appeared on camera. With visible emotion and trembling composure, he explained what none of us were prepared for. Donna had passed away quietly at 4 a.m. on March 14th. 5. She created a global community without trying to. The woman who had held so many people together with her stitching and her steady tone was suddenly gone. And yet, she left behind something more enduring than any single quilt. A global community stitched together by love, creativity, and grief. People in the comments wrote messages like, "I cried for a woman I never met," and She was part of my weekly routine, like tea and sunlight. Donna had become part of people's lives, and in her absence there was a void that couldn't be patched. Her family, especially Matt, stood strong in that moment. With grace and courage, he assured viewers that Jordan Fabrics would continue, because it was what Donna would have wanted. She and Matt had raised 4 children, James, Peter, Michelle, and Monica, each of whom had been part of the family business in some way. Their presence, now more than ever, is a testament to the unity Donna and Matt built. In a world where family businesses often crumble under pressure, theirs stood stronger, more bonded in grief, and determined to honor the woman who started it all.
From Jordan Fabrics, and I'm going to show you today how to make a jagged edge table runner in Easter from our pre-cut table runner kit.
There's a kind of leadership that doesn't scream and guides by example, by quiet consistency and empathy. That was Donna and her legacy about making people feel seen, capable, and connected. Through her, quilting became more than a craft. It became a therapeutic and healing practice. 6. She kept giving, even while suffering silently yet. Even someone so bright had shadows. Donna's final months were reportedly more difficult than anyone had known. Treatments had intensified, her energy had declined, but still, she kept creating. That kind of devotion carries both beauty and pain. One can't help but wonder, did she know her time was running out? Was she trying to leave behind as much as she could for the people who looked to her for guidance, comfort, and companionship? There's a quiet ache in that thought, but also a profound kind of love. There's another side to success, especially when it grows from something so personal. The pressure to maintain a channel, to keep up a business, to constantly create. It must have weighed heavily. Donna often expressed disbelief that anyone wanted to watch her videos at all, a reflection of the modesty that was part of her charm. But that humility may have also hidden the stress of staying publicly present while privately struggling. 7. Her legacy is not just in quilts, it's in people Donna stitched until the very end. And now, her family carries that thread forward. Matt has returned to YouTube, supported by their son James, continuing tutorials and product updates with the same grace that defined Donna's work. They have promised the community that her spirit will live on in everything they do, and it does. Every tutorial now carries a new weight, and every quilt is a tribute. Viewers are still tuning in for connection, and not just for the instructions. In this quiet continuation, Donna's legacy evolves. She may be gone, but her light still flickers gently on the fabric of thousands of lives. What does it mean to keep showing up, even when no one sees the weight you're carrying? What happens next isn't just a business decision. It's a love story that keeps unfolding in fabric and thread. Her fans continue to post their creations online. Quilts inspired by her patterns are shared across social platforms with captions like, "Made this for my daughter using Donna's log cabin method," or "My final project with her before she passed." In a sense, Donna's final masterpiece wasn't a pattern, it was people, a community bound by tenderness and not just by technique. Her story reminds us that greatness often hides in gentleness. That impact isn't measured in volume, but in presence. A woman behind a sewing machine, in a quiet Oregon studio, can reach across oceans and touch lives with the simplest tools: fabric, thread, and love. Donna Jordan was, and will always be, one in a million. And if her life has taught us anything, it's this: the softest voices can leave the loudest echoes. Now, the needle passes on. The threads of her legacy stretch outward, still vibrant and strong. Those who learned from her, cried with her, and stitched alongside her from afar are left asking, how will we carry her light forward? Maybe it's by making something with our hands. Or maybe it's just by showing someone a little more patience, a little more kindness, the way Donna always did. The world feels a little quieter without her in it, but also more connected because Donna didn't just leave behind quilts. She left behind a blueprint for how to live with intention, for how to create for the sake of feeling, sharing, and healing. Maybe, in her absence, the best tribute we can offer is to carry her gentleness into our own daily patterns, no matter how messy, no matter how unfinished. Here's a reflection for you. What part of you are you quietly sharing with the world, and could that be your legacy?